Subha. My name is Niyati and I'm 8 years old. I go to Indus International. Pleasure to be here and to talk to you. Will you mind me asking you a few questions?
My dear sweet Niyati, you can ask me any question, anything about animals, whatever comes to your mind.
Why do you like animals? And how did you form this rescue center?
I think like when I was your age also, I always loved animals, and when I was as little as you too, but then I didn't have any place to go and work with animals, and I didn't know where to volunteer. I didn't know what to do with my love for animals. So as I grew older, I felt that we should do something, because there are lots of children like you also who'd like to help animals, and so that's when I worked with another organization called CUPA, because then I needed to learn everything. You just can't work with animals if you don't know things about them. You need to learn about them like how you learn in school about things. So I worked with CUPA, and that's where I learned the ropes of animal welfare and what it was all about. And it was Miss Crystal Rogers, an English lady who founded CUPA, who taught me everything that I needed to know about animals. And then in 2012, I said injured animals have nowhere to go, because when we fall ill, your mom and dad will take you to the best hospital and you get the best of treatment. But what does a stray dog do? The stray dogs are the worst. We call them the lowest form of society, because nobody cares about them. Nobody wants them over there. They didn't want to be there. They didn't ask to be stray. They're orphans, and they have no one to look after them. So we decided that we will give them the feeling that if you fall ill, we're there for you. So that's when we started CARE. And that's what we do over here. We look after a lot of injured animals. We look after also little pups, little kittens. We give them up for adoption. Anything to do with animals, we do it over here.
Now the second questions are, which is your favorite dog and cat here? And what is your daily routine here?
Oh yeah, that's very tough, Niyati, because when you have so many dogs, how do you say which is my favorite? But yeah, I will tell you my favorite doggy is Bruno, because he's very naughty. Are you naughty at home? Sometimes? So he's like that. He's very naughty, but he also has gone through having his spine broken, having canine distemper, which is a killer. He fought all that. Yes, he's cranky, he does bite strangers and all that, but he loves me so much, and he's so possessive about me that I just can't help it. He's still my favorite. And my favorite cat is Donna. And why Donna is my favorite cat is because she's completely blind. And it's not just because she's blind. She belonged to this person, a husband and a wife. And the wife died because she took an overdose of drugs, which is very, very bad. And when she died, her husband was a drunkard. So what he did was, he had Donna, he had another cat called Bella, and he had some other dogs. And what he did, the cruel man that he did, he put them all in the house, he locked the house, and then he went away for a week. Now for 1 week, Donna and all her friends didn't have anything to eat, no water, no nothing. And one of them died, one of the dogs died, and the place started smelling. So the police were called, and they came and asked me, like, we need your help. So I sent the van and I brought them all in. And when I saw Donna, nobody even knew she was blind, because she's so intelligent and never gives you an impression that she's blind. But we realized that she's lost her eyesight and completely. And in spite of all this cruelty, and in spite of having such bad things happen to her, she's such a sweet cat. She loves people. She'll still go to people. She's the first one to come and cuddle to you, and she likes a little belly rub and, a cuddle. So that's why she's still my favorite.
Okay, there's another question. There's 2 other questions.
Okay, dear.
That you're gonna have to answer.
Yeah, okay.
Question number 3. How did you hear about Paws and Collars, and what's your goal here?
Paws and Collars, actually Ambika and Santosh, I think we just hit it off, because we have the same thing, love for animals, crazy love for animals. And then when they started this new venture, like they came down and then started this new thing, what struck me is the kindness that, it's a commercial venture, but there is such a nice part to it that whatever comes from there, like whatever food, we'd like to give it to CARE, because it's beautiful premium quality food which no shelter can afford. No dogs in the shelter can ever think of eating that quality, that lovely food, because money constraints are there, financial constraints which we'll never be able to afford. But here are these people who actually feel that these animals should benefit, that they should get the best of nutrition too. So whatever is coming now to us from paws and collars will go towards the most critically ill animals which need that much nutrition, which need that special food to recover, so that they can become healthy and they can go back to whatever lives they came from. So that's how, paws and collars is now a very, very integral part of care.
Beautiful. What's your goal?
My goal is someday to have this huge sanctuary where there are so many animals out there, Niyati, which, they are blind, they're on the road. I don't know about them because they're somewhere far away, but they might be crippled, they might be paraplegic, anything. But my goal is to open the sanctuary where they can all come and live with us, where you can come and play with them. You can also help me look after them. And lots of young children like you can come and, help me out in running the sanctuary.
Thank you for answering those questions. It was a pleasure to be here with you and talk to you.
It was my pleasure, Niyati, because I've never been interviewed by somebody so sweet.